Hey guys, if you didn't know, there's problems on YouTube, right? Now, obviously, this video isn't going to be explaining everything. If you want to see, everything, right? Like, you want all the details and stuff, then I would suggest watching Corey X Kenshin's video on the subject. Basically, it has been shown multiple times that there is, in fact, racism and favoritism in YouTube, right? Like some black creators would be banned for would get in trouble for stuff that wasn't that much of a big deal, but like white people would do the same thing, but they would be able to get away with it, right? So yeah, and this isn't only on YouTube, it's also on Twitch. Twitch has had a long history of being sexist to boys. First of all, one guy showed one of his nippies on camera and he got banned, right? But then a girl Twitch streamer showed one full titty and then she didn't get any consequences. I think her name is Alinity. She also threw a cat, tried to feed a pet a vodka, right? So yeah, right? If you're a boy on Twitch, then you could get banned for either no reason or for a pathetic reason, right? Just because you're a boy. But if you're a girl, then you're pretty much okay. Yup. So yeah, and this has also affected YouTubers. There's this YouTuber Pyrocynical, and he was streaming on Twitch. And on Twitch, you just don't make money like you do on YouTube. First of all, you have to be accepted by Twitch, a special program, I think, that allows you to get paid, right? But then what happens is that, first of all, it's really hard to get in there. If even one person at Twitch hates you and they work in that program, they have the power to make sure that you will never be able to get in unless you know other people who are really popular, and then they would have to pull some strings to get you in, which is what Pyrocynical had to do. He even stated it. But then he got kicked out. Right? And you try to talk to Twitch America about it. They said, oh, you need to talk to Twitch Britain about this. You tried to talk to Twitch British about it. And guess what? They said, oh, you need to talk to the Twitch American, right? So basically, it's really hard to find the person who's doing it because, first of all, they could just hide behind that, right? And it's just not really fair. So then Pyrocynical just decided, hey, I've had enough of this. I'm moving to YouTube. YouTube hasn't done anything like this, right? He didn't say that. He was just like, I'm just going to go to YouTube. It's going to be better. And it is, right? Because of his online presence, he has a YouTube channel called Pyrocynical. So he made another YouTube channel called Pyro Live, and it quickly blew up because of his status, right? Or status, whichever way you say it, right? So, and he even congratulated the guy who did it because he was like, I did not want to have to deal with that again. So thank you, because now you finally got it through my head that I should move to YouTube, right? So YouTube isn't the only one, right? Twitch is sexist to boys, and they really like females. So either a bunch of simps are running Twitch, right? But yeah, and YouTube has shown racism and favoritism, right? But like it hasn't been that, noticeable. Honestly, I think we should punish YouTube for this and Twitch. Because you see, companies don't care about you if there's not any more competition. Think about it. YouTube doesn't have any competition. Vimeo? Wait, you're gonna go to Vimeo to watch videos? You have a Mac? Oh, go to Safari. Windows, you can download the YouTube app, I think, or you could just use the web browser. You have a phone, iPad, tablet, phone, whatever, download the app. Right? They're everywhere, right? And they really don't have any competition, so they're getting cocky, right? Kind of like AMD versus Intel. Intel is a chip manufacturer, and so is AMD, right? Intel's chipsets have fewer cores, but each core is more powerful. AMD though has more cores, but each of them is weaker, right? And because big companies like Apple use Intel, a lot of developers made their games designed for Intel-based devices, right? But that's not what happened. AMD finally managed to beat Intel in terms of sales, right? And Mr. Who's the Boss said it perfectly that when you're on the top, you shouldn't get cocky. When you reach the top, you should keep evolving so you can stay at the top. But YouTube doesn't have to do that. They just sit down. They don't have any competitors, right? Twitch isn't a competitor to YouTube because that's for live streaming, right? And YouTube's main business is long form video. Sure, you can stream, but that's not the main priority. It's not. So yeah, they get cocky, right? Because YouTube realizes, hey, we can do whatever we want to our platform, and well, what else are you gonna do? You have to watch it. We'll get money anyway. We don't have any other competitors, right? Because, you see, if companies don't have competitors, they get cocky and they make bad decisions, right? Because a YouTube removed the dislike button, right? And they got rid of YouTube chats, I think, which is like a chat feature in YouTube, something. But yeah, most of the reasons why YouTube is doing bad decisions is because they don't have any competition, so they're getting cocky. And all these business decisions are for investors to make YouTube look more like a safer place. That's why YouTube Rewind is so bad. Even MatPat agreed on it. MatPat simply said that in the 2018 YouTube Rewind, YouTube didn't even include anything about PewDiePie versus T-Series because that wouldn't look good to investors. Instead of YouTube Rewind being like, a recap of what happened on YouTube of that year, instead now it's just a big advertisement for investors. Because of that, they can't show a lot of drama and stuff like that, or else it just won't feel that appealing to investors. And the same thing's going on with Twitch. Sure, I mean, YouTube is kind of a competitor but Twitch doesn't care because, as I mentioned before, YouTube's main business isn't live streaming. It's a side hustle. YouTube Shorts and live streaming is just, a quirky feature of YouTube. It's not their main focus. Right? And it's been showed, right? Because YouTube Shorts, no one uses it. Right? Basically, the only people who use YouTube Shorts are either kids who don't want to, whose parents won't let them use TikTok, or they're scared of Chinese stuff, or it takes up too much storage on their phone, or if they think TikTok is immature, right? And also, I think TikTok has less storage than YouTube, right? Because with YouTube, you need to upload videos up to 4K quality, like 8 minutes minimum. You have billions of, I think it would take a lot more gigabytes, right? But yeah. YouTube doesn't care because they don't have any competition, right? And they don't really care that much, which is like what happened to the PewDiePie scenario. Because first of all, what I hate about social media is that you can't tell if you've gotten blacklisted. If you're a celebrity or someone famous and you have a social media account, right? you realize, hey, it's not getting that many likes, well, you pretty much don't have any more choices. Either no one saw it or no one cares, or you got canceled, or you're blacklisted, right? So either you could be blacklisted for a genuine reason. You could be blacklisted because of something you said out of context, or just for no reason at all, which is what happened to PewDiePie. He uploaded a video, he got blacklisted, and YouTube did fix it, but he lost on a bunch of views, right? So yeah, right? So YouTube just really doesn't care about live streaming, right? That's not their main focus. So Twitch has no competition. Twitter, I don't think you can even live stream on Twitter. If you want a place to see live streams, you go to Twitch. So yeah, that's the main reason why YouTube and Twitch, this is the main reason why YouTube is showing racism and favoritism, and why Twitch is sexist to boys, right? It's because they have no competition, right? They have no competition. Because if there's no competition, they get cocky and they're like, well, what other choice do they have? That's the main reason. YouTube and Twitch do not have competition, so they get cocky and make bad decisions. Simple as that. So, yeah. What can we do about it? Well, let's not go to Twitch or YouTube. If this situation right now gets out of hand, right, like really bad, then what we should do is we should give those other platforms a chance, right? Go to other platforms where, creators are on. You could discover new creators, right? And if enough people go to those other platforms, then what would happen is that they would actually have real competition. And then they would actually have to revert those bad decisions, and they would have to continue making good decisions. And we should also just not be like, oh, we'll go on Vimeo, and then once they stop doing it, we come back to YouTube, because eventually they'll, make bad decisions again and rinse and repeat. So we should, still stay on Vimeo, right? But not like as much, right? We should stay on Vimeo or something else, right? That's a direct competitor. That's a competitor to Twitch and YouTube, right? Enough for YouTube to realize that, hey, we still have competition, right? Sure, there's not a lot of people on that platform, but if we make enough bad decisions, then what will happen is that they will move to the other platform, and we will start losing money. So we should stop making bad decisions, revert the bad decisions we have made, and start improving our platform. So yeah, that's my solution.